Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the High Council Podcast. I am your host, Ferno9, the man by many names, and today we have a very, very special episode. Now, today we have me and we have Vector.
Yes, hello everyone.
And then we also have two special guests today. Two very dear friends of mine and Vector's. We've known them for a while now, especially the one with the most American name, who we're going to introduce first, and that is a cowboy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
There we fucking go. He's not, he's not, he doesn't have that fine cowboy accent, which is disappointing, but, we'll take the name nonetheless. Then we have Gorm.
View.
What the fuck? All right.
What did you just say?
That was a shitty Patrick impression of saying "I love you."
Yeah. I think. Jesus Christ. All right. And today is a very special episode because this episode of the High Council Podcast, along with my stream, is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Now, this is an amazing opportunity for the podcast, but also, we've also got something new. And that is, we have merch, guys. We've got merch. Now, this is just, a tiny, no, I'm kidding. It's a huge step for us having merch, for you guys. This is on, essentially my store. It goes via my Twitch and all that, where we have some High Council merch. You should join the Discord and all that stuff. You'll find that on my YouTube or the Twitch. Either way, do that. Cop yourself some fucking High Council merch, motherfuckers. Let's fucking go. So, Raid are sponsoring. We got merch. This is just fucking amazing. Alright, so, today's topics, guys. This is the third part of Trailers and Theories. Vector, you have an echo again. So this is the third part of Trailers and Theories. And the first thing we're going to discuss, which is very, very exciting, especially for us, is Kenobi. Now, Kenobi is coming out in in due course. Only a few days now. Counting them down. I believe it's 4 days now. And, bro, am I excited. So, now, obviously, there are a few trailers out. This is Trailers and Theories, so let's discuss a bit of the trailers and have out some theories. Now, I'm going to start off by saying the Inquisitors, guys, the Inquisitores.
Mm-hmm.
What do we think about how they look? Now, obviously, Mr. Prime Inquisitor, your boy, the first brother, or whatever the fuck you want to call him. He's got 20 fucking different names. The Grand Inquisitor, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
He's been the most controversial one, I would say. Vector, do you wanna start it off?
Yeah, I'll start off by just saying what literally everybody is saying, that he doesn't look like his rebel counterpart, which is, he doesn't have the yellow eyes. His head isn't really that elongated. It's very circular.
Yeah, very
circular. Honestly, I don't if we remember how goofy these people looked in Rebels, I'm really not all that upset about it. I mean, of course, they could do the bare minimum and just give him some contacts or something with his ring eyes or whatever. But honestly. Yeah. If you look at the outfits and stuff, it looks very high budget. It looks very crisp and clean. I mean, obviously, the Grand Inquisitor isn't really their biggest issue. They have other people to touch on and get more important that we care about. Yeah, I think you know where I'm going with that. Obviously, if you don't know, Vader is going to be in this show.
I was about to say, are you talking about?
Literally, that's what everyone cares about. Everyone cares about what Vader is going to look like. Hayden Christensen is confirmed doing his star role again for
But
Vader / Anakin
now,
in this show.
I think the reason why so many people have an issue with the way the Grand Inquisitor works is, if you remember, 3.
They've done his race before.
They've done his race before, and they
Yeah,
looked
they
very
have.
well. They look good. So, if I was them, I would just copy that and throw in some lenses.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I don't really understand why they didn't. If they've done it before and it worked, why they couldn't just copy
Yeah.
paste it? Like, I don't understand that from like a technical standpoint. Maybe they forgot, or maybe they just didn't care, and they were thinking about, oh, let's just focus on Kenobi Vader part of it, or the other Inquisitors who
But-
are debuting in this episode
But like that's
or this
another reason
series.
is like, yeah, okay, they have other focuses, but because it's mainly the head, but like they've done it before and they weren't even a massive part of that movie.
Yeah, they
So-
were literally there for like half a scene.
All they
Like,
needed to do was
half-
fix the head. Like that's all they need to do with him is fix the head, and then obviously the fucking contact lenses, which cost $2, dude. $2.
Yeah,
Okay, not $2.
I don't
They're
know if
actually
they'll- I
they're
don't
actually
know if
fairly
they'll fix it.
expensive, but it's Disney. They got a massive budget, anyways.
I don't know if they're gonna fix it or not. I mean, I'd like to say
I-
they will, but honestly, I don't think they will do it.
I doubt it.
I seriously doubt that they will.
So they won't be changing it.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it unless it's like,
You're
hey,
like,
oh,
yeah.
surprise.
Yeah, that would be cool though.
That would be nice.
So obviously, the Grand Inquisitor being here is cool, but that's not why we're here. That's not why we're here to see the
Yeah.
Kenobi show.
Gorm, any thoughts on especially the Grand Inquisitor?
So I think with the Grand Inquisitor, this actually reminds me of a point that somebody brought up a long time ago when Ahsoka was first introduced in Mandalorian. So
Right.
compared to Rebels and compared to her first appearance in this show, I don't know the technical terms of the things on her shoulders, so I'm just going to call them her ponytails.
Right.
In
Lucas, they're called
Rebels,
Lucas.
they go down to like her lower
No,
midsection,
Yeah.
like midsection. Yeah.
Yeah,
In the show, they barely go past her shoulders.
Yeah, and in the
Which-
show that she's back to fucking Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the movie length, pretty much.
And they did that because like just to be more practical for for Rosario Dawson, especially if she's going to be in fight scenes.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I figure that's what they're doing for the Grand Inquisitor because
They don't
imagine
want his head to be
having
massive.
imagine trying to have like a pretty good duel if him and Obi-Wan are going to duel, but he has this massive blob on his but they have to put this massive blob on this dude's head that's not going to come flying off when he's
I see your point.
They could have CGI'd it.
during like stunts.
I see your point, and also, Vector, I do see your point with the CGI, but my counter to that is, with my experience with makeup and like anything like synthetics or like extra stuff like that, there are very many different ways they could have actually worked around that. Like, you don't have to actually have, like, that part of the head that's up top, you don't have to have that way too much. You could basically just have an open dome, but then just make it look nice. You could have that for the fight scenes, and then just have it. You don't even need to have it more solid, but like if you want to have like something heavier with a bit more, being a bit more solid, then you can have that during the normal scenes, and then have the open one during the fight scenes. But so there are definitely easier ways to work around it. But I do see the point, and that is they're probably gonna use the same excuse, or like that's the same reasoning. Saying that they're gonna use the excuse sounds like I'm bashing them for it, but I'm definitely not. It makes sense, but there are ways around it, and it's Disney. Their budget is extremely high. They should be and if I'm being honest, with something like this, especially like this, the Kenobi show, they should
We'll see.
should be going to fucking through fucking heaven and fucking earth and hell and everything to make this show perfect. Out of everything that Disney
Literally.
can invest time and money in, especially Star Wars related, this is the one place to put the most money in, because they're gonna earn all that shit fucking back right away. People, like, you remember, like, if you've seen footage of, like, back when Empire Strikes Back and shit like that came out, people were queuing up for days to watch that stuff. If this was a movie in the cinema, same shit. Same fucking shit. So they should be going to the longest fucking length just to make this perfect. I think that's also one of the reasons why people have an issue with this, especially because, you know, I'm a bit iffy on the other Inquisitors, but the Prime Inquisitor especially. Anyways, the Grand Inquisitor is that the way that he looks and the fact that they have, I guess, technically a mold that they could have followed back on because they had him before. They had his species before, so they could have just done that. Added the black things on the fucking side, added the eyes, and then that's it.
You know, he looks more like the brother from Mortis than he does his own species.
Oh my god, yeah. No, you're right, because his head is so round, bro. He looks
exactly like the brother.
He looks like he's got a football on his head, or his head is a I guess soccer ball for the people that are not European.
Oh, Gorm, you were thinking of Lekus. That's what the things that you're calling Harpooning cells. They're called Lekus.
Okay, yeah. I just didn't know the technical. I don't know the anatomy of her species.
Oh, really? You haven't invested time into that, Gorm?
No.
The entire. I would assume that you knew the entire anatomy, dude.
Unfortunately not.
Anyways, all right. So that's an Inquisitor. Are there anything else? I assume there's not much else negative that I've seen in the trailers. I've liked it. I have one quav with it though. One thing. Cause
what is it?
And that, like, now I'm a bit unsure when this. I haven't really picked up to when this is taking place. In terms of is it 10 years after? Is it 10 years after?
I'm pretty sure they said it was 10. I'm pretty sure that I read an article where it said that this is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, so
this is in the same time.
He's halfway to being
near Rogue One territory.
Well, okay, so he's halfway to being Ben Kenobi with Luke. So he's halfway to being Alec Guinness. So
yeah.
So he's 10 years in, 10 years away.
No.
No, because Luke's 20, isn't he?
Rogue One territory, or am I mistaken?
Rogue One's just before A New Hope, and A New Hope is 20 years after.
Rogue One takes place right before the first one.
Oh yeah, then never mind. Then I messed up. Yeah,
because Luke is like 20 in episode 4, and so
never mind.
He's this is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, 10 years before A New Hope. So
yeah,
knowing that, I wish he was what they've done is a great job, but I wish he was a bit more rugged and a bit closer to Alec Guinness. A tiny bit.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Like, he's not really gray haired. He's not. Yeah, he doesn't really look gray haired.
If this was 5 years after Revenge,
I would buy that.
If it was 5 years after, then that would have been amazing. But 10 years, I'm not saying make him half bald already, but I'm saying, and give him like the scruggly gray beard and stuff. But I'm saying have a bit more gray hair, because I feel like that's my only qualm, is that he could look a bit older and a bit more rugged. But I don't know.
I think Ewan does look a lot older than he did from episode 3 to now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Hayden Christensen in comparison is 41 years old. That's only 4 years younger than when the original Darth Vader died in episode 6. Because he died at 45, and Hayden Christensen is now 41. So
Yeah.
I think they are. It is pretty close, I would say.
Yeah. Like that's only like a tiny thing if I'm picking on it. Like I personally
Yeah,
haven't
that's
noticed
really not
anything
even
else.
something to nitpick at, honestly. Like
Yeah.
the rest of the show looks really good. Like these are like very minute. Besides like the Inquisitor, like that's something like really super nitpicky about
Yeah.
because we really don't have anything else negative to say about it.
Cowboy, do you have anything that you wanna point out?
Besides the aging thing that I just said, there's nothing much. I think all the memes with the Owen have been pretty funny.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
trained your father.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh no.
hilarious.
Oh,
Well, I
bro.
think we should get into what our favorite parts of this series is going to be. I think we
Oh,
should get into that territory, like where,
yeah.
like what do we want out of this Kenobi series, and what are we the most excited for?
But very quickly, Gorm, do you have anything that you want to point out in terms of like how the trailers have gone so far?
I mean, I kind of did, but then he brought up the topic about what we're most interested in, and so I think what I wanted to talk about will better fit in that area. So I'll just hold on to that.
Okay, right.
Okay,
Well, I mean, in that case, you could start.
yeah, go
So
ahead.
something I'm really interested in knowing is knowing more about Uncle Owen, because I mean, there's the memes where it's like, oh, how you trained your father, but we don't really know a lot about him as a whole. Because I mean, we know in episode 3 he takes Luke, and then we don't see him until episode 4 where Luke is grown up, and it's like, oh, and then we need him to be the chosen one, and then he dies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was in episode 2. He was in episode 2
Yeah,
with Anakin.
he was in episode 2,
But
and
he's
But
on
that's
the
like
space
we don't know
between.
any. We know honestly nothing about Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Like literally nothing
because
about them.
you have to think so like so he's he's Uncle Owen. His sister dies because she was kidnapped by raiders. His quote unquote brother ends up becoming Darth Vader, and then
Yeah.
he becomes the adoptive father of his nephew, just for Kenobi to come back 20 something years later, say, hey, I need to train him, I need to take him away from you.
Yeah.
When they took Anakin away from them that long ago, and then look what happened to Anakin.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's like,
screwed, bro.
now he's trying to take my son, now he's trying to take my nephew, and he's thinking the same shit's gonna happen, which it almost does at the end of episode 6. But then Luke
Very
pulls
close.
Yeah.
Pulls a reverse Uno on Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
so a lot of reverse Uno cards got played in that fight.
Yeah.
Yo, mama.
What about you, Cowboy? What are you excited to see?
Cowboy?
Hello,
Cowboy.
Did you die?
Big callback for his fucking vaccine, dude.
All right. Well, I guess
Vector.
I'll just go ahead and say what I'm excited for, and I think honestly, what we're all excited for is it's already confirmed that Obi-Wan and Vader are going to have a fight scene,
Oh,
and
yes.
I am
That is confirmed.
It is confirmed, and I am going to squeal when I see like. So, do you know like the old FSX remake of like Ben
Yes.
Kenobi versus Vader?
Yes.
That is the level of quality that I am ready to see on this show, and I hope to God we get something like that.
You know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping that we get something similar. Not obviously, nothing can top it, and nothing can be on the same level. But I'm hoping we get something similar to a certain duel that we see in episode 3.
Yeah. Also, there was a hint of like whenever you can see Hayden Christensen training, he has Anakin's lightsaber and his robe. So this might also be the first live action adaptation of Anakin Skywalker and the Clone Wars armor.
Oh,
That's very rumored. I don't know if it's for certain, but I am also ecstatic to see something of that caliber if it's like in a flashback.
Bro,
And the Qui-Gon Ghost is also hinted at.
people
So
have been
those are my
asking for
I'm about to
anything
scream.
live action Clone Wars for ages now. And if we get
Yeah.
a live action Clone Wars, I'm going to
I'm going
pass
to. I
out.
will cry.
That would
I
be
will
fucking
cry if
amazing.
I see live action Obi-Wan and live action Hayden Christensen in the Clone Wars armor.
Oh,
Will
it
cry.
would be amazing. It would be
That would be
amazing.
totally worth it. If I get nothing else, and if I get that, the show will be completely worth it for me.
if the rest of the show is shit.
That's all I get.
Yeah.
I want to see Vader. This is primetime Vader. This is 100% power Vader.
Yeah.
Straight from Hayden Christensen's mouth. And I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait. That's what I'm excited to see.
Mm-hmm. Gorm?
So something I think that would be interesting is that if they are planning on doing the flashbacks, obviously they have to use the same de-aging stuff they used with Luke, because, I mean, these characters are 20 years older now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think something that would be interesting is that, because we all know how badly everybody, including the actor himself, wants Mace Windu to return.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
So
yes.
what if in the flashbacks, that's where he comes back,
Oh my god.
because it gives him the chance to replay the character.
Bro.
And it doesn't also go against the thing of them always bringing back dead characters just for more, because they brought back Maul, they brought back Boba Fett, who was like, both characters highly presumed to be dead, but, they came back through various odds and ends.
Like, imagine fucking Samuel L. Jackson, Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, and then possibly even Rosario Dawson, all on the screen together in Clone Wars outfits.
And then the guy who played CGI Yoda as well, just chilling.
Oh, bro. Actually, you know what? I want the puppet.
Yeah, they just bring the puppet.
Bro, that
The
like
old ass
that,
puppet.
the only good thing about The Last Jedi was the puppet Yoda.
Oh, I can agree with that.
The
I can agree
only
with
good
that.
thing was puppet Yoda.
I think something
guys
cool
talked
that they could
about-
probably.
My God.
So you're back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. We'll reintroduce the question to you again after Gorm's done.
I think something kind of cool that they. Well, actually, there's two things I kind of want to talk about. The first one is like very quick. It's like, I think it'd be kind of interesting if they do mention Grogu in the series, where not like they don't spend a whole time on it. It's kind of like a little thing where it's like it's Obi-Wan.
I wonder how he's doing.
It's like he's like kind of thinking to himself, and it's like, well, there's always the backup or some shit,
or like Anakin.
referring.
Anakin
or
telling him before
referring
Order
to-
66, like, "Hey yo, Grogu, don't
Yeah.
I like you, dude. Don't come to the temple tomorrow.
Yeah,
The soul shooter vibe.
I like you, dude.
Like-
Don't come
like,
to the temple tomorrow."
it could be an interesting conversation between Kenobi and Owen, where he talks about where like he's like, isn't there any other option he could choose? But you can choose, and he can bring up, well, there's his sister, and then there's also Grogu, but his current location is unknown.
Oh yeah.
Because
Even if they mentioned it in passing.
because that's some Owen would be like, because he obviously doesn't want Luke to go off to fight Vader, so he'd be like, is there any other people? And he'd be like, well, there's his sister, but she's
Leia Organa.
she's a public senator, and then that there's also Grogu, but one, he's a child, and two, you don't know where he's at. So
Yeah.
this is what we got.
It's like what or like Owen just goes like, well, what about his sister? And he's like, not available. And then he says, well, is there anything else? And it's like, there is one, but their location is unknown or something. And then just very much hint at the fact that it is Grogu.
And it could lead into something where it's like, and he's too young, and then Owen could be like, well, Luke's too young.
And it's like,
Or something.
and then it's like, well, no. Okay. It's like, bro, when I was taken in as a Jedi, bro, I was trained from the age of fucking 5. So Luke is definitely old enough. Anakin was the same age,
Yeah.
actually.
Anakin was 9
Yeah, and then
or
Luke
10.
right now
He was
is
like 9 or 10.
Luke is about 10 as well right now.
Yeah.
None of this happens. Luke obviously doesn't, or Obi-Wan doesn't actually get what he wants whenever he's, I'm assuming, talking to Owen, because we know that Luke doesn't learn about Hotel.
Yeah.
Until episode 4, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 10 years later.
But what we might see, which was in a comic variant, so do you guys remember like the Raiders from the Book of Boba Fett that was like trashing like the Mos Espa like huts and all that?
Yeah.
The one that Boba Fett killed in the Slave One.
Mhm.
So those are the same Raiders that attacked Owen and his family one time, and Obi-Wan had to whip out the lightsaber to defend them. So we might see some sequences like that where Obi-Wan has to defend the family but can't be seen, obviously, because Jedi are like illegal and can't be seen.
Yeah.
So that's something that we might see. That's a very high possibility that we'll see some instances like that.
I would love to see some comic related stuff.
Yeah, because that was canon for a long time.
Yeah.
That thing was canon for a very long time.
But anything that used to be canon, like Disney has fucked up half of it anyways. So.
Yeah, it's just straight to Legends continuity. None of it matters. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
all right.
oh,
Like
okay.
Luke had a whole ass family, like son and daughter, all that jazz, and then we got
Mara Jade is never coming to the big screen, and we will all cry about it.
And what was his name? Like Jason Solo or something?
Yeah, Jason Solo, the original Kylo Ren. Yep, he's never coming to the screen.
Yeah,
never gonna see him.
And then
I mean, I think Kylo was a good character. It's just
yeah,
not the one you're looking for, but he was I'd say out of all the sequel characters, he was probably
he was the best one by far.
Dude carried the sequel on his back.
Yeah, bro. No fucking wonder he's Ben Swallow, dude.
Finn could have, but Disney pulled the rug out from underneath him after the after the 7th episode.
Yeah,
so.
Okay. Let's not. It's not even Disney. It's fucking Ryan Johnson who pulled the rug off him. Turn him from the most interesting. Turn him from the most interesting. Most interesting Star Wars character ever to haha funny black guy.
They fly now.
Like
so
dumbest thing ever.
Cowboy, what we were asking is what are you excited to see in this TV show, and like what do you want out of it? Like that's what we originally were asking.
All right, so I know that one of the reasons why Obi-Wan went to Tatooine besides Luke was Qui-Gon was talking to him and Yoda about turning into a Force ghost. You see that in the Clone Wars. I think season 5. And I think a big part of the show might end up being, I don't think it's going to be Liam Neeson, but I think Qui-Gon is going to make a part of his exile very important into the show. I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Ooh,
I think
I like that. Qui-Gon playing a big
Liam
role.
Neeson is the definitive Qui-Gon Jinn. I think if they were ever going to do it, that fans would straight out riot if it's not Liam Neeson.
Yeah, it's almost
just some random ass dude.
Yeah,
they even did it in the Clone Wars. Like they literally brought Liam Neeson to play that ghost. Like there is nobody else that's gonna play Liam Neeson.
That would be like casting someone else as Anakin. That would be like not casting Hayden Christensen. It's
just
like
sacrilegious.
They did all this stuff to make Luke look hyper realistic in Book of Boba Fett, and then they just pick out some random dude to play Qui-Gon in the series.
One of the most important Jedi in the whole series.
Can I just say?
Star Wars.
Can I just say, not picking what's his face? Who's the guy that plays Winter Soldier?
Bucky.
I don't know, but I know who you're talking about.
God, I know.
Sam something, I think.
I forgot his name. I literally
the fact that they didn't cast him as Luke is the biggest
depressing
fuck up they've ever done. They did not even need any CG
Depressing.
over his face. Just cut his hair, remove his fucking beard, and you're all fucking set, dude.
That is strangely true. Oh my god, I didn't think about that till now.
I saw a photo where someone had photoshopped him. They'd where like it was some photo where he was clean shaven. They'd put Luke's hair over and put him in Luke's clothes. I almost didn't see a difference, genuinely.
Well, the deep fake was really good,
But
and
it
I'm
could have
very
been a lot
surprised that they
better
did
with
it
just
that way.
casting him.
That is
Genuinely.
true, but honestly, if they bring back Qui-Gon, they have to have, they almost have to have
Yeah.
Liam Neeson, or else it just won't work.
Like the only there are only two castings that I could have accepted as recastings. One of them is gonna be surprising. I'm obviously happy they didn't do it, but that is for Anakin. They could have done the guy who plays him in Clone Wars.
Yeah, I've seen that.
What's
You get
his
to
name?
see him
Fucking,
in Mandalorian for
Yeah,
a split second. And he's a rebel trooper.
yeah. Like he looks a bit the part,
He
and
could really
also
do it.
yeah,
He could do it.
he could do it as Anakin. And then the other one is I would love to see Sam Witwer just as anyone, really.
Oh my god, yes.
Sam Witwer
Sam
just
Witwer
as
would be
anyone.
nice.
I don't care who. I would just love to see him. That's pretty much it. Like, cast him as fucking Maul for all I care. Genuinely. Actually, you know what? That would actually be amazing. Just cast him as Maul.
They can
Just,
get the original guy that played Maul to play Maul again. That'd be pretty dope.
That is true. You know what? Yeah. Sebastian Stan. That's Winter Soldier's name.
Yeah, I was waiting to bring that up because I looked it up.
Right, yeah. And then Clone Wars, let's see, what's the name of him? Matt Lancer. I fucking love him, dude. He could play Anakin.
Yeah.
And then Sam Witwer as fucking make him Maul. Or the OG guy who plays Maul. But I think he would be a bit too... I don't know. I don't think he would fit the part of how Maul looks now, considering the time it is after. Yeah.
If they put him into the show, I just want to hear him scream Kenobi. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we really
And,
want.
and then it has to be Sam Witwer that does it.
Yeah, it has to
In
be.
my
It's
mind,
synonymous.
Kenobi. And then I'm not going to scream because there are people sleeping in my house. Anyways. All right.
Yeah.
So, anyone that has anything burning inside that they want to throw out there before we move on to another topic?
Two small things.
Two small things.
So, one, how do you think they're going to do Vader's voice?
Oh my god!
gonna-
I was just thinking that.
I think they're going to
They're gonna-
edit.
They're
I don't think they can get.
Are they
I
going
don't
to
think they
edit
can-
Hayden? Are they going to? I mean, there's three options I could think of. One, edit Hayden's voice.
I think that's what
Two.
we're going to do.
Get a similar sounding voice actor. Or three, James Earl Jones reprises his role.
Dude, James Earl
James Earl
Jones is
Jones.
like super old at this point, and he was struggling in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Like he said, like it was hurting his throat. Like honestly, it sucks. I think his time is coming, bro.
I would,
I don't think
oh
he
no.
can really do it that much anymore.
I would love for him to do it, but I wouldn't.
That
I
seems
wouldn't have them
unrealistic
pressure
at
him with
this
it, so
point.
I would just edit Hayden's voice.
Yeah.
And also, like, it kind of like they could explain it in the sense that, you know, in 10 years he's gonna sound like James Earl Jones, but right now he sounds like
the
voices
Darth
him?
Vader one in Fallen Order. That wasn't James Earl Jones, was it?
And also
don't
Battlefront 2, like his voice sounds a lot like it,
Yeah.
unless it's just reused voice audio, which never mind.
I think they could use the one from Fallen Order. If that's not James Earl Jones, they should use that Vader. I don't think it was James Earl Jones.
I mean, there's definitely there's definitely a lot of sound alikes that they've used. So
Scott Lawrence.
Or the one from, or they could use the one from Force Unleashed.
Yeah, it's Scott Lawrence who's been the main guy doing those.
Yeah, then
doing the voices during the games.
They need to drop him on deck.
But by the way,
using
speaking of Fallen Order, do we think that we could see Cal Kestis? or Ezra.
I doubt it. They've been trying to throw Ezra in every single medium that's come out lately.
We are not going to see Ezra in this show. If we see
no.
Ezra in this show,
no, I was thinking
If I
Cal
see
Kestis
Ezra
mainly.
before I see Grogu, I'll be kind of pissed.
Cal is a maybe.
Yeah,
but
Cal could possibility. I mean, very low.
It's low.
If anyone's gonna make a cameo, it should be Grogu. Like honestly.
No, but should it though? Considering that he is captured by the Empire, I would assume.
Yeah,
Cal
but he's the only one. If they're gonna try to tie in everybody, Grogu would make the most sense.
Yeah.
You know, what'd be really interesting is if Cal shows up in the game, well, not in the game, in the show,
right?
And then something happens to him or whatever. And then the video game picks up right after that.
Oh,
like the new video game.
Clone Wars 2 is coming out.
You know what? Okay, yeah. No, okay. We're done with this. Gorm, you've literally just hit it. I know what I want now. I know what I want. Exactly. That's what I want. That's what I want.
That is what you want.
That is what I
know
want.
what you want. I don't think it'll happen.
Because, you know, that would be exactly like The Walking Dead did with Glenn.
Yeah.
With Glenn, in the end of the video game episode 1, he dips,
in the start of the Telltale series, he dips to Atlanta to find his friends, and then we pick up from him being with his friends.
Then he got brain
I always tried to see if you can get him to stay with you because I was like, I don't want him to leave. But then I realized it's like, he's gonna leave.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, it would have been amazing though, because I fucking love him. But you know what? I love the character of Glenn. He's my favorite Walking Dead character ever, and he's gonna stay that way. Stephen Yeun is an amazing actor. I love him. Let's just not discuss that. Okay, so anyone has any final words on this before we move on to the next topic?
I kind of do, but I feel like we should. I kind of do, but I feel like we should move on at this point.
Okay, put it on the table. Just put it in the chat, and then I'll read that later. Cowboy, do you have anything else burning on your heart?
No, I'll put it in the table.
Put it in the table. All right, Vector, you got anything?
Nah, I got everything I need out of it.
All right, that sounds good. Now the next topic that we're going to get into is it's a controversial one. So we're not going to get into the political side of it, but we're going to get into the trailers and theories part of it. Because if we got into the political side, we might lose a sponsor. Not necessarily because they would agree or disagree, but purely because, you know, how is...
it's not really...
just because politics was a bit of a no-no. All right. Gorm, that is definitely something that we could go into later. Right.
Okay.
Cowboy, that does make sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. And so this next topic is Aquaman, specifically Aquaman 2, and then Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, if you've been paying attention recently, you just heard me say that we weren't going to get into the politics, and now I'm mentioning Aquaman 2 and talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. You might already know what we're going to discuss, or what the relation is, and that is the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation, which we're not going to get into that, but we're going to discuss a few things around it. So, Aquaman 2. Now, Vector, we talked a bit about this, and that is... a lot of people are probably going to boycott this movie because it still has Amber Heard in it. They have done their efforts to cut down her role, but they haven't cut out her role. So that is kind of like, you know, that's one thing. And then you have Pirates of the Caribbean. Because Disney fucked up and, you know, Johnny Depp is now never coming back as Jack Sparrow, probably, unless Disney get their shit together, give him a massive paycheck and make a TV show out of it.
He said he
wouldn't even go if they gave him
a shit ton of money.
$300 million.
Yeah, I know. So that they have to give him the company and say, hey, can we do a Pirates of the Caribbean TV series of 6 episodes? Okay, thank you. Give me your company. There you go.
Called Sparrow.
Yeah, Gold Sparrow. I would love that, but I would also love. Well, this is what we're gonna get into. So, what is the future of Pirates of the Caribbean, and what do we think about Aquaman 2? Now, the first thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna point out about the Pirates of the Caribbean is there's only one solution that I see, and it's a solution that I actually like myself because I've read the books, and that is the stories of a young Jack Sparrow. Now, I don't know if any of you have read the books.
Possibly.
I've read the books. I
mean,
really
even
like the
then-
books.
Even then, whenever they CGI'd Jack Sparrow, whenever he was younger, and what was it? What was the last one called?
The fucking Salazar bullshit.
Yeah, it was Salazar. Does anyone remember what it's like Dead Man's Tide or something? No.
No.
Is it? No. It's not Dead Man Tell No Tales. It's not Stranger Tide. Yeah, that's the fourth one.
No.
Yeah.
God, what is the fifth one called?
The fifth one is Salazar's Revenge.
No, it's Dead Man Tell No Tales.
No,
Looking at
no,
Disney Plus.
Okay.
Number 5, and then number 4 is On Stranger Tides. And then
in Dead Men Tell No Tales, they CGI'd young Johnny Depp to be young Jack Sparrow, but even then, honestly, I feel like it's kind of just it for Pirates of the Caribbean, in my opinion. I just feel like
Yeah, they kind of ended that.
Without Johnny Depp, there is no Pirates of the Caribbean at all. Even if you got Orlando Bloom, even if you got the girl that played his wife, if you got literally anybody else without Jack Sparrow, there is no Pirates of the Caribbean.
Exactly.
And it'll get bombed. It'll get review bombed to hell for even attempting to be a movie. And 2, it'll get boycotted. That's happened to it.
That's why the only solution is going with young Jack Sparrow, is because you take the adventures from when he was, let's say, he's 15, 16. Take that. You don't even need to CGI him. Just make us recognize him as Jack, because he doesn't have to be this drunken guy that he is in the Pirates movies, because he's 15. This is just the epic adventures of how Jack Sparrow became such a known name amongst the Seven Seas. This is the stories of him, adventures as a young kid. Maybe he meets fucking Salazar once. Maybe he meets this guy, that guy, whoever. Just a few, and it could even be a TV show. It doesn't even have to be movies. I would like there to be one movie and then maybe a TV show after. But that's the only route they could take.
I could see more of a TV show than them ever putting another Pirates of the Caribbean movie out ever again.
No, TV show is definitely the best way to go, and then going young Jack is the best way.
There's more optimism.
I will say
in a
this:
TV show.
I was in Disneyland a couple weeks ago for the May the 4th event,
right?
And they were reworking the Pirates of the Caribbean ride to get rid of the Jack Sparrow on the ride.
Really?
That is crazy.
That is
the entire ride was off, and they're doing reconstruction on it.
Oh,
wow.
I haven't been to Disneyland yet. That's one of the few things I would like to actually see.
I've been on the Pirates of the Caribbean one. The Pirates of the Caribbean is one of the oldest rides there.
Yeah.
Because it was at first it was the theme park ride, and then they made the movies out of the theme park ride.
Yeah. Fucking.
I don't know how many people knew that, but I figured that out pretty later.
Rocker, dude. Disney are off the rocker.
Dude, that is such a jerk move.
That's horrible.
I get it, but that is such a jerk move.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Nah, I can't even.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean's pretty much done if you're gonna go through that kind of links.
If you do that, you shot yourself.
You're dead.
You've not even shot yourself in the foot. You've shot yourself in the main artery of your fucking thigh, dude. You're dead. You're fucked.
Wow.
But okay, so I mean, anyone that disagree with that, the only plausible solution for Pirates is just going young Jack and making it a TV show, and will disagree.
I know they're at least doing a spin-off that's female-led. I know that. That's been confirmed,
Okay.
By who?
but I don't know.
Like,
That's
Is it
it's just
like Orlando Bloom's wife or something like that, or like someone else new?
like, I mean, if you go onto like the Wikipedia, like the Pirates of the Caribbean Wikipedia or
Yeah.
whatever,
Right,
you
yeah.
like look over the films and stuff, that there's a spin-off. Here, let me find it real quick.
No, I gotta hear.
That's kind of. I
Tales.
really didn't even hear about
Tales of the Code Wedlocked.
It's
What?
supposed to be starring Margot Robbie as like the main
Let's see.
character.
The
They're gonna
description
play-
is, in this short
Wait a minute.
prequel to the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, two feisty
They're gonna play
brides to be
Margot-
discover that they have something
So
in common.
Robbie? They're
Yeah.
gonna play Harley Quinn in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
Bro, the multiverse is real, dude. The multiverse is real.
I feel
What
like
in-
I feel like Margot Robbie definitely has the acting personality of somebody who could play a pirate really well. Like, I feel like if there
She's a
is somebody who
fantastic
could,
actress.
I feel like if they're like, I mean, not that anybody could really replace Johnny, or like there should be like a female version of Jack Sparrow. But like, if there was going to be somebody to play a female Jack Sparrow, it would be her, because she's just like really good at what
She's
she
got the
does.
energy.
Yeah.
She's just like, she's got like the energy of like a really like charismatic and like raunchy character, especially with like Harley Quinn. Like, you know how, you know, I mean, it's basically just imagine Harley Quinn, but you know, she's a freaking pirate. That's literally all she has to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That honestly, that's kind of interesting. Like Margot Robbie is like, after seeing Suicide Squad, like not the old one, like the new one.
The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad. She's become one of my new favorite actresses.
Oh, she was already one
Well,
of
yeah,
my favorite actresses, if you know what I mean.
Oh shit! No wait.
Yeah.
From what was the movie?
Wolf of Wall Street.
The one with Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't think of the movie.
Wolf of Wall Street,
Wolf of
dude.
Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, where she had a
But-
freaking nude scene. Of course.
Guys, hold up. What the hell? So if you Google, did you guys know that there is actually a sixth Pirates of the Caribbean movie that isn't
Yeah,
what
there
we're
was
talking about?
because
Pirates of the Caribbean: Tales of the Code Wedlocked came out in either 2008 or 2011.
that's a short film.
Yeah. What the hell?
What?
That was a short film made in 2011.
Let's see. Okay, so there's a description here on IMDb. In this short prequel to the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, two feisty brides to be discover discover that they have something in common: the absent groom. Still, there are plenty of pirates who'd love to trade their goats for him. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, because I was looking for the one that you were talking about. I was trying to find the one you were talking about.
I never heard of that.
Me neither. I was just looking for the new one with Margot Robbie.
So basically, it's supposed to be like, here, this is what it says on Wikipedia, where it's like, it's a prequel to The Curse of the Black Pearl, explaining just why Jack Sparrow's boat is sinking at the beginning of the movie, explaining why Scarlett and Giselle were so upset with him. It also implies how Cotton lost his tongue.
That makes sense.
Wow.
The two girls that slap him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would have never chosen that. Like as a story wise, like there could have been anything else that they could have talked about, but they chose those two girls.
Guys. Screen Rant, they've actually released a fucking movie, like a post title called Margot Robbie's Pirates of the Caribbean is better than the possible return of Johnny Depp.
Wrong.
That's
completely
dumbest
false.
thing.
Anything Screen Rant says is false.
anything.
Like
Ferno,
I usually
Ferno,
respect
I'm sorry,
Screen-
I'm ruining your future sponsorships by Screen Rant. This anything they say is wrong.
Like sometimes I can enjoy a video or two, but that is bullshit.
Nah, that is complete horse crap.
Yeah, and then here's the thing with also Screen Rant is like they know that this is controversial and they're just gonna say it because people will be talking about we'll be talking about Screen Rant and their
Fair enough.
dog shit
it'll
opinion.
get 10 clicks.
You know, any publicity is good publicity. That whole thing, you know.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
But
But
still,
then,
what a
then
dumb
there's just
sentence
some
to
takes that
say.
are just so god awful that shouldn't
But-
even exist.
Okay. Let's not get too sidetracked now. Okay. So, but
Yeah.
we it seems like we've landed on agreement on what we think about Pirates. Now, I guess the Margot Robbie thing, it could be a pleasant surprise, although I personally doubt it. And
Check it
so
out.
let's hop a bit into the second part of this segment, essentially. Aquaman 2. I'm personally not gonna boycott it because I enjoyed the first movie and I want to see Jason Momoa again, so I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch the movie.
I'm personally gonna watch the movie. I think it's gonna get bombed to hell by people boycotting it because she's still in it. They could have like recasted her, like I don't know, like Emilia Clarke or something. I don't fucking know.
I will not be watching the movie because if I'm being honest, I watched the first one. I liked it, but I'm not like really excited for Aquaman 2, and I'm sure as hell not gonna watch it if she's in it because you know.
We all know why.
Yeah, like from the YouTuber Angry Joe show to go to the behind the scenes like viewing of the Aquaman like 2 like being made,
Right?
or they didn't go, but they saw like a preview of like how it's being developed and how like the actors and actresses and all that are saying like how much better this one is than the first one, and how they're gonna use Manta Ray way more in this one than they
Oh, I
did
hope so.
in the first one. That's what they were talking about, but I really hope it does good. I want it to succeed
Yeah.
because I did like the first one. I'm glad that they didn't make Aquaman some freaking goofy fish talker and make him not look cool or anything like that. But honestly,
Enjoy.
I'm upset that she's
go ahead.
still in it, but I want it to do good. So I'll still probably watch it, but I just will not enjoy the parts with her in it.
Yeah. And also,
They cut, like,
I
10
want
minutes
Black
out
Manta
for
to be the
screen
main,
time.
bro. I want Black Manta to be a main character in this.
They said they cut 10 minutes out of her screen time.
Yeah. And there's still more of her, so.
Yeah, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of groaning in the theaters when they see her, honestly. Anyone
If
who goes to
I
watch
get, if I get forced to watch that movie in the theater, I will straight up shout boo every time she's on screen.
I don't doubt
I
it.
feel like
Knowing
people-
you, Gorm, I don't doubt it.
People are either going to boycott this movie or
Just shout at the
Or
screen
B,
anytime she's on it.
they're going to be upset anytime they see Amber Heard in this
You
show
know what,
or in at all.
You know what I'll do if I do end up watching the movie? I'll follow in my good boy Jack Sparrow and reap spoils if you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Jesus.
Cowboy, any thoughts on this before we quickly move on?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna still watch the movie. I'm gonna pretty much ignore the fact that Amber Heard's gonna be in it. But I mean, I like watching Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I think he's a perfect fit for the role.
Yeah.
But I think if I just ignore the Amber Heard part of it, then it's still gonna be a good movie regardless. I'm not getting too political with it.
It's not like
Fair
essential to the plot line. If she's
Yeah.
not like very essential to the plot line, it'll make this movie a lot easier to go through. But if she's essential to the plot line and they cut out 10 minutes and then the movie doesn't make sense, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm gonna be honest. The only way I will pay to see this movie is if like a week later reviews come out and her character gets killed on screen. I
my
will
God.
go and watch this movie just to see that.
Right.
That'd
I
be
mean,
pretty
that's
cool.
fair enough.
That'd make it justifiable if Black Manta just eyeballs the crap out of her.
Bro.
If Black Manta just bodies.
They just
Mira.
call Amber just gets a fucking call like they're fucking during like post production and it's like, Yeah, could you just come back today? We just need you for an extra scene. And she's like, okay. She comes
'Cause, I
over
mean, that
and
was
she
the-
reads the
This wasn't
script
in
and
my
it's like,
script.
Black Manta annihilates whatever the fuck her name is. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Well,
it's like
yeah, you fucked up Johnny Depp,
like
so get at
Mara
her.
It's like, this was not in my original script. Why
That
are you
would give,
adding the scene?
Yeah.
Because that would give, Aquaman, a reason to want to,
Yeah.
Fight
F up
harder.
Black Manta himself. Like, Black Manta bodies Mira, and then he goes, Mira! And then,
Oh,
big
yeah.
fight ensues.
That would literally make everyone happy. That would literally fix the entire Amber Heard problem. Just
Yeah.
to watch
Exactly.
her get bodied on
if she just gets
screen.
bodied on the screen,
Yeah.
That would
that's how
literally.
they fix it.
If anyone hears this, please, for the love of God, make
Because,
let her get. Just add like a
This-
5-second.
her dying in this movie
No.
will make people want to watch it just to
Okay.
watch her character die
Guys,
with the satisfaction
Oh,
that she will no longer be in the series.
as much as I love hearing you guys go on like this, I think we got to stop the Amber Heard rant and just move on to the next topic.
yeah, you're right. We
Now-
need to stop before I get too deep into
Now,
it.
now, the two topics that I have
Indeed.
posted after this one, I think I'm going to spare for another episode because I think those work in a different thing than trailers and theories. But the last one
Yeah.
is, for those of you who don't know, we're some guys. We're pretty fond of horror movies, and we're also. I mean, if you watch my stream, you'll also know that I'm very fond of the game Dead by Daylight. And so now this game is, for those of you who don't know, it's a horror game, and they have a lot of licensed killers, as in, people like Michael Myers. They've just got the girl from The Ring. They've got
Freddy Krueger,
Freddy
Pyramid
Krueger,
Head,
Pyramid Head. Like
Pinhead.
they got people from movies,
They got-
games,
they
whatever,
got a
right?
lot of people.
And so, one thing that I want to get into is, well, for one, I want everyone to name one killer that they want to see, a licensed killer that they want to see in it. But then also, they have a lot of original killers that they've made, and they would be amazing for the big screen, making movies with them. But first, let's go through a few killers that aren't not in the game that we could theorize about if they were in the game. So, Gorm, do you have an original horror character from a movie or a game that you would love to see that you think works?
I think the obvious answer here would be Jason Voorhees,
Right.
but
Obviously.
Due-
But they'll never
but
get
due
the
to
rights Jason
licensing,
Voorhees.
but due to the copyright hell that character is going through and has been going through the last few years,
It's a
will
nightmare.
probably never happen. So
Yeah.
I'd say my second choice would be for one of my favorite horror movies of all time, The Thing from
Right.
The Thing.
Now,
Hmm.
how do
And I think-
how do you think he would have? How do you think he would have worked in the game? What would his thing be?
So I don't know the names of all of the characters because I haven't played the game that much, but the character that could go invisible, I forget what his name is, the dude that
The
rings
Wraith.
the bell, the Wraith. So I feel like he would be able to function as the Wraith, where you start off as somebody. You random, it randomly selects a player model, like either one that's in the game or one that's like not being used, or you start off as a dog because it would allow you to get your first kill faster.
Right.
Either way, after you kill somebody, you then become them, or you can become somebody that's in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know this is gonna piss you guys off, but basically this is Among Us in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
It literally is literally is this, and then and then you can only kill people when you're in your monster state. Like, for example, you switch to the survivor look, and you act in in the movie, they act like normal people,
Yeah.
but then once they get discovered and they go on their killing spree, they mutate into a horribly grotesque monster.
Yeah.
And so that's how it would work in the game, similar to the Wraith. When you're invisible, or when you can't be detected, you can't attack anybody, but you can get around the map a lot easier and surprise attack.
Right.
But then if you want to attack, you have to go through a couple seconds of ringing the bell or mutating before you can attack.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. I think that would work really well. I do like the idea of starting as a dog, and then
Yeah, because
when
his
you hook someone or whatever.
his first, like, the thing's first form in the original movie was the dog,
Yeah.
which is explained in the prequel, also titled The Thing.
Yeah. All right. Cowboy. Any original horror characters that you would like to see as a main killer in Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, but The Grudge.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fucking Japanese creature thing that makes this like a clicking sound. I can't make it.
Yeah.
But that thing, it's a pretty scary fucking movie.
That's almost. That's like. Isn't that like almost the same look of the girl from The Ring? The girl from The Ring.
That's what I was about to say.
Honestly,
I would love it, but that would have to be further down the line, considering they just got The Ring and they look alike.
Yeah. Honestly, I think.
But I do like it.
I think another thing would be like the original horror movie characters, like Dracula, the Mummy.
Ooh.
Oh my god,
Werewolf.
dude! The creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. That would be
That
sick.
would be dirty.
That would be really cool.
Stuff like that.
All right.
Yeah,
Vector.
OG Universal monsters.
Yeah. But I would like those
All right,
skins though. That would be nice. All right, Vector.
Yeah, I have like two of them, so I'm gonna do something special, and I'm gonna let you pick which one you want me to elaborate on.
Okay.
But I have one, the Wendigo from Until Dawn.
Oh, fuck you.
as a crossover event.
God, fuck
or
you.
I have the original demon from The Conjuring, where you get to see like a half-second frame of him in his red skin and all that.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'll let you pick which one you want me to elaborate on.
I would have you elaborate on the Conjuring one, because I'm very interested in how you would want him to work.
So in the Conjuring, like for the Conjuring one, I feel like they could either have him like in a mist format to where because they never really I don't really think they showed his full body until you get into his realm. So
Yeah.
I feel like if they had a demon vision to where he could scout out where everybody is in a mist format, and then
Are you
when
talking
he
about
goes
Conjuring
to attack,
or Insidious?
Conjuring.
am I? No, I am thinking of Insidious. Oh my god, I did fuck it up. I meant from Insidious.
Is it Insidious that has a motherfucker that looks like a fucking scary version of
Yeah,
Darth
it looks
Maul?
like a Darth Maul ripoff.
Yeah.
it looks like Darth Maul.
I am so stupid. I meant from Insidious.
I mean, I was
got
on the
that
same page as you
confused.
did, but still,
Yeah,
he would be cool.
yeah, I meant from Insidious.
Yeah. All right, but no, but
he would be a
that's
pretty cool character to bring in.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it was only the scariest movie in the 2010s. Like they literally brought priests to the movie openings because they thought people were gonna get possessed. Like that is not a lie. People were so scared
insane,
of the movie that they had to have confessions after the movie to certified priests. What other movie do you know that had that kind of impact?
I don't know. There's probably something that someone thought of somewhere, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, that would be cool.
Okay, now my pick is the greatest horror movie character ever, which is the Nun. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god! Shut up.
I'm kidding. Now, I wanted to pick the Wendigo, but thinking about it, he would be a bit too much like the Demogorgon.
I
Because
don't know.
I think the character, I
If
think
they
the
have it on
function
all
of the character,
fours-
but the function of the character, I think, would be way too similar in the sense that, well, okay, what would its like special attack be? Well, it would probably be like a leap, hitting you, and then okay, well, you
Either that
could add
or
like
a
another
spear thrust
effect to
they
it.
do with their fingers. You know, like whenever they spear thrust people, like from behind, where
Yeah,
they killed that could be like a special,
yeah, I could see that.
or where they have like a rush where they like crawl around really fast, in a vision because they like see
Yeah.
in the dark really well.
Okay, you got it there. I think that's definitely a lot better than what I was thinking, and it also makes sense. So that's all also great. But if I was gonna think of something else, God, what else could like be a killer that we haven't seen that would actually work in the game? Because one thought would have been like, you know what? No, Vector, I know exactly what I would want to see. I want to see one of the motherfuckers from Fear Street, dude.
Yeah.
That would be fucking epic.
Oh my god! And I think we're both thinking of the same dude who we want to see.
Oh, are you thinking of a massive axe murderer, dude?
Yes.
Yes, bro.
Now, real
Oh
quick,
my god! Shout out to our
Fear Street is the trilogy that was on Netflix,
Yeah.
right?
Which
Dude,
by the
yeah.
way,
We have
if you haven't
we have a
already,
plug for
watch
that?
episode 2 and episode, I believe it's 4 or 6 of the High Council podcast, where we talk about one of the episodes. We talk about Fear Street part 1, and then the other episode we talk about part 2 and 3. So listen to that on the High Council podcast. Anyways, so-
early plug.
yeah, just like shameless.
Plug.
If for those of you who haven't watched Fear Street, is a very, very good trilogy on Netflix.
I recommend.
Episode 1 and 2 are the best ones, and then the third one is weaker, but it's still really good. I do like the insight that it gives you. Now, the axe guy from, what's his name, Thomas, I think, from
Yeah, Tommy.
Fear
I think his
Street.
name is Tommy.
Yeah, he would be awesome. Now, he would be a Jason type of
He'd be like
character, but if they cannot
He'd
get
be like
the
a
license
Jason
to
filler.
Jason,
He would be like a Jason
he would
filler.
be a Jason filler,
if
but
they
he would
couldn't
be
get
an
Jason.
amazing Jason filler. And then he could have like,
He would.
you know what? I think that his ability would probably be like an axe rush, because you know when like he starts like, you know, he walks normally, but then
Yeah.
when he sprints, it's heavy, and I would like that as
Dude,
his
that man
ability, like a
runs like a
heavy
semi-truck.
sprint burst, and then he ends the burst by like he bursts, and then he like hits his axe on the ground, and it's like a one hit. That would be cool.
That would be dirty. That would be so cool.
like some sort of like burst.
Dead by
with his
Daylight, get
axe.
on that. Get on that. Start talking to Netflix.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It can't be that hard.
So, you know, creators of Dead by Daylight, we would appreciate it so much if you could get in touch with Netflix and get Tommy as a new licensed killer from Fear Street. Because you know we can't get
Please, for the love of God, just get Tommy.
Can't get Jason. So in that case, Jason could be a skin on him later. But now he is the main guy. With Jason as a skin later, that would be very nice. I am a genius. Thank you very much. Because it costs you a lot less to just get a skin than what it does to get the actual character, and it spares you time and money. Just get the character and then have a skin on him later and make it look cool. That's my idea. So thank you so much.
I'm pretty sure early Jason Voorhees had an axe. Like whenever he had like his sack. That shouldn't be really that too hard to implement, right?
No, it wouldn't. Like that would be the thing. And also like they have had weapon changes before in a sense. So what they could do is that he just has a machete that they just switched it up so that when he uses a machete, his burst is, instead of him hitting down with two hands, it's just one hand just swinging with a machete down to the ground. Easy peasy. Lemon fucking squeezy. See, I am a genius. Thank you so much. Anyone else have anything
on
that
that?
they want
Someone write that down.
Yeah, so write that down. All right.
You know who I think would be kind of like an interesting villain to try to implement?
If you say Chucky, I'm going to fire you.
I'm not going to say Chuck.
Okay, good. I want Chucky, but it's not gonna work in the
And
game.
what do you mean fire me? All you would do is just remove my special guest role.
No, I would demote you in the clan as well.
You can't. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Remove me from log raise.
Yeah.
But I think an interesting one. You guys might laugh at me for saying this, but I think Slender Man might make a decent villain.
Oh
No,
And,
my
no. I like
that is
that. I
amazing.
like that, bro.
Oh
Because
my god.
no one
We haven't
makes
seen
Slenderman
Slender
games anymore,
in
and the movie
ages.
flopped. So
We haven't
resurrecting
seen
him.
Slender. God.
I think a really good ability is that if you look at him, your screen gets all fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
Yes, but also, you know what? You know, I would have you know the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His ability would just be teleporting like Jason does there.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
Slenderman was
That's
my
perfect.
favorite creepypasta back in
The
the
only
day.
thing I'm stuck on is trying to figure out how you'd implement the pages, because that's like the thing of Slenderman is the pages.
Okay, well, yeah, I know, but let's say that if you I know.
What if it had a radius effect? Like he throws the pages and they have a radius effect.
See, that's the first thing I thought, but then I thought the second thing is that it's an aura revealing thing. So if someone goes within the radius of a tree that you've put a note up on, then you see their aura.
Yeah, but
because
I
the more
noticed-
pages you get, obviously, you know, he is closer and closer, and it's easier the more pages. But in this case, it's just like every page, you know where they are for a split second. That could be something.
And
They
what
can
if,
make it like a throwable kind of.
But then
where
they
you
have to
toss it on
take down the
ground.
pages for him not to see the aura anymore.
But then in the game, when you take down the pages, the game becomes harder. So you'd have to somehow make it make Slenderman like it's like a trade off. You either deal with the pages and then he knows like your auras or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you take them down, he doesn't know where you're at.
He
but
gets a speed boost.
he can-
I would say.
he gets
probably.
he can go faster.
Yeah, he
And
gets
the
a speed
static
boost.
and like the static effect is amplified when he's near
Yeah.
you.
There we go,
But
guys.
only when you're looking at him. But like because
Yeah.
you know it only happened if you looked at him.
Dead by Daylight should just hire us, guys. We've just solved.
know,
We've
right?
just solved like 5 characters for them, and
Yes. Yeah,
like-
screw a Screen Rant sponsorship. Let's get hired
Yeah.
by Dead by Daylight.
Let's just get hired by fucking Dead by Daylight, dude, and let's all just be fucking connoisseurs when it comes to making new fucking killers for them. But Cowboy, do you have anything final to throw into the goblet of fire?
No, I already had those on my head, like the characters I had, and then those were some really good ones. But I do not have anything else.
Well, in that case, I would say that, you know, figuring out how Slenderman works in this game is a fucking perfect note to end it on, with a bit of extra time as well. A great episode. Now, we've got 2 episodes that are now planned out. We have the 2 topics that we didn't do today, which I'm not going to say what they are, but you'll figure it out. And then we have one with Scrap coming hopefully later this week. Or
I
guess
will
next
be there.
week. And I mean, hop on in. Like this is gonna be amazing. We're back up and running now. In a week's time, I'm gonna be gone again for 2 weeks, and then I'll be back for 2 weeks and gone for 2 weeks and back for. My new work schedule is fucked up. But thank you all so much for watching or listening to this episode of the High Council Podcast. Thank you, Cowboy, and thank you, Gorm, for hopping on in. Gorm, it seems like you have something that you want to say. What you just put on the table, dude?
Oh, nothing. We'll talk about that afterward.
We'll talk about it later. All right. But Cowboy, thank you, Gorm, for tuning into this or hopping onto this episode. It's been a fucking pleasure to have you. And anytime, if you want to hop on, if you see us throwing up a topic and you're like, hey, I want to talk about that, fucking send us a message and we'll see if we can fit you in, unless we're too many people. And in that case, well, it's a bit difficult. But thank you both for coming over. Vector, again, always a pleasure doing business with you. Now, Vector, would you like to... now, this is, considering the topic we ended on, you have a plethora to choose from, but would you like to threaten our little tree kangaroo high council members, bro?
Oh, I would love to. So I'm gonna say this real quick. If you haven't already gotten us on SoundCloud, gotten us on Spotify, hit that subscribe button on YouTube or hit the join button on Twitch so you can get all this amazing content that we release whenever we can. I'm just gonna have to play Slenderman after you.
Damn,
That's just real bit. Like
bro.
if you can't keep up, like I'm gonna just have to go with Slenderman on
Like,
you.
guys, I'm just saying, like, he sounds serious, and you know that homework that you're pulling out in like a week or so, it's probably not going to be a homework. It's probably going to be like a drawing or something from Slenderman, dude. And if you're on a laptop doing work, dude, bro, that Word document is going to be fucking sketchy to look at, dude. I'm just telling you. So, you know, now Vector said it. I haven't. You know, it's like he's going to send Slenderman at you. Like it's completely up to you. Fucking follow, like, subscribe, whatever. You know, listen to us. It's all up to you. But I'm just saying. And also cop that merch, dude. You know, join the
Yes,
Discord and
please
find
cop
the
the
link.
merch.
The merch is
Get the
awesome.
merch.
If you're on the Twitch, exclamation mark merch whenever you're watching or listening, and you get right into the link. It's just Stream Elements Furno 9 merch, and then you'll find it. It's awesome merch, and there's more coming, so don't fear. Again, Cowboy Gorm, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Any of you two have any final words?
No,
No.
Just
The
chilling.
fitness gram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic
All right, that's
capacity
great.
test that